Entrepreneurship 101 is a series of interviews with ALVIN Young, a mastermind behind the I.M.Possible Mastery Program. ALVIN is a social entrepreneur, a personal development coach, and a network marketing leader and trainer for over 20 years. In this interview series, we shall invite ALVIN to share his insights and experience on starting a business and thriving in it. In this episode, ALVIN explains the second of the 7 essential skills of an entrepreneur: communications, marketing, and branding.
Your vision and your goals are something that are very personal to you. They live inside your head. So unless you articulate them, no one can read your mind. So it doesn't matter how earth-shattering your vision is, how clear your goals are. No one will get excited and be drawn to you as your partner, your customer, or your investors. There are 3 levels of manifestation. First is at the thought level. You got to visualize what you aspire to manifest. And that is an inside job within you, inside your mind. And second is the level of words, allowing the invisible thoughts from the within to be expressed onto the without. It is at this second level of words that you connect outwardly to other people and attract those who resonate with your thoughts to be drawn into your endeavor. Finally is the level of deed, to take action, singly by yourself or jointly with others, to bring about the manifestation. Now, today's second core skill set for an entrepreneur to master is exactly the second level of manifestation, with word. And by word, I mean more than just the spoken or printed words. It includes visual, digital, and even presence or absence as well. In business language, it is known as communications, marketing, and branding. Communications is the mother. It is all-encompassing. It permeates all forms of communication. Transmission of messages, formally as well as informally. How you talk, what you say, how you express on your website, your brochure, email, text messages, everything matters. Even what you don't say also will say something. Marketing is tactical. It may pertain to a specific initiative to promote a single product or service or an entire line of products or services. It can be a series of activity or even a protracted campaign to promote the sales as well as the distributions of your product or services. Now, branding is strategic. It defines the positioning that you, your business, and your brand stands for. It is about capturing the mind share and the heart share for the long term. It shapes the kind of perception, feeling, emotion, and respect from people who interact with you and your business. Obviously, today's topic can be a huge subject. You can sign up for a 3-year degree course to study it. But I'm more interested in how an entrepreneur like you can apply the essence of the art and the science of it to strengthen the foundation of your business. I shall illustrate with a social business startup that I'm personally coaching and supporting from Kenya. I would like to start with branding because it follows closely from the vision and the goal that you have set. Your brand DNA, or the perception that you wish for your brand to portray, must be consistent with your vision. To provide you with the background and context of this social business, I will have to tell you a very short story. Back in 2011, when my 13-year-old daughter completed her primary school education, my wife and I took her on a 1-year sabbatical to travel around the world. We offer ourselves to work and support numerous charity organizations and social transformation projects across India and Kenya. In Kenya, our family supported a children's home and lived in it for 3 months. Most of the children from the children's garden home were orphans and street children who had been rescued from the slums. I started a variety of self-empowerment projects such as chicken farm, tomato farm, dairy cow farm, and others. I coached the children and seeded the project to let them manage the little businesses and learn by themselves from real-life experiences. We have continued to support the children's home over the past 10 years, raising funds and scholarships, and continuing with my social entrepreneurship coaching for the kids who are now into their youth. This is the story of Snyder and Victor from Children's Garden Home. I watched Snyder grow up into a very caring big sister to all the rest of the kids in the home. She has a big heart of compassion and patience. Her aspiration to pursue an early childhood education followed by a diploma in special needs education was realized thanks to the scholarship by a kind lady from the United States. Victor, on the other hand, is entrepreneurial and has a creative mind with a passion in poverty eradication through music and filmmaking. Last year, due to the pandemic, I was unable to travel to Kenya. So I started a social entrepreneurship coaching program for the youth in Children's Garden Home over Zoom. Snyder and Victor have teamed up to start a tart bakery as a social business that will offer employment opportunities to autistic youth in Nairobi, Kenya. The tart recipe came from a good friend in Singapore who is herself the founder of a food business. It's an exciting co-creation between Singaporean and Kenyan coming together. Now, Snyder and Victor has a powerful vision to empower a world in which every human is just as special as the one beside. What a wonderful vision that aptly describes a better and more inclusive world than what we have today. A world in which every challenged or disabled person will have a dignified place in the society. Alright, now that you have the context of the startup, let's use this as a case study to discuss about branding, marketing, and communications. Now, this startup is a social business, and what it means is that it is a business that's more than merely earning a profit. There is a social dimension to its existence, and that is to create a purposeful role for the higher functioning autistic young people in Kenya to participate in the mainstream economy and to be self-reliant by earning a dignified income. Now, here is how we would do the branding. Number one, branding the business founders. Tell the story of Snyder and Victor, how they've grown up from being marginalized children to becoming today young entrepreneurs with hearts to serve the disadvantaged. In Kenya, tens of thousands of street children in the slum never have enough to eat, a safe home to live in, and not to mention going to school. Snyder and Victor are eternally grateful to the founder of Children's Garden Home, Moses and Sylvia, and to the many kind donors and sponsors from all over the world for sustaining the home and giving them the chance to receive an education. They aspire now to use their educations and their talents to not just earn a living for themselves, but also to provide that special lift to help other marginalized acorns to also have a chance to grow into mighty oaks themselves. 2, branding the social business and its products. Now, there are hundreds of bakeries in Nairobi, but this one will stand out because it offers tarts that boast of precious ingredients such as love, compassion, and inclusivity. Every tart will come with a profile of an autistic employee and how the baking skill and the job opportunities are changing his or her life for the better. We will share how the growth and the success of the business will pave the way to creating more employment opportunities for many more autistic people who, for far too long, have been living as unemployable and irrelevant individuals in the society. Therefore, for the patrons of our business, every bite of the tart will offer not just great taste, nutritious value, but also a hearty feel of satisfaction that they have contributed positively to a worthy cause. So you may ask, what should Snyder and Victor do to create the branding story I just mentioned? My answer is, in every way possible. It should be consistently articulated in the form of content on the website, social media pages, printed brochures, name card, t-shirts. The story should be spoken during interviews, speeches, videos, and talked about even during informal conversation. The story should be expressed not just in words, as in letters and alphabet, but also through appropriate static and moving images like videos, and definitely music, songs, and dances, which are very, very African. Branding must be authentic. Branding is also about expressing whatever is authentic in a creative and skillful manner. I don't advise you to just try to create a clever but untrue story just to impress people. Anything you do as an entrepreneur must be for the long-term success. So do the right thing the very first time round, always. Let's move on to marketing. Like I say, marketing is tactical. It's a targeted initiative and you should measure its effectiveness. If you find that one marketing activity is effective, you can repeat it. If not, make adjustment, try and measure again. For Snyder and Victor's business, we shall invest our time, our effort and resources in 3 main marketing thrusts. First, being able to market directly to the prospective customer. We must define who are our target customer. Only then will we be able to craft the benefit statement precisely. Now, without dwelling too much into the details, one of the target customer groups is the higher income expat community in Kenya. Many of these foreigners run businesses in Kenya, or they might be with the NGOs or with the United Nations. Now, they understand the challenges of the Kenyan people and are generally supportive of genuine initiative to uplift the local community. We will market our tarts as a healthier and definitely more meaningful alternative to cakes for special occasions such as birthday, anniversary, and even Christmas. The second marketing thrust is to promote to corporate customers such as cafe, eateries, hotels, gift shops, country clubs, professional society, associations, university alumni, banks, telco, MNC, etc. and make a pitch to each of them to support our social business. They may help to promote our tarts to their customer, their employees or members. Better still, they may order a certain number of tarts every month for their employees' birthday celebration or as gifts to their client. When their orders surpass certain number, say 100, we'll offer to recognize them as our Champs of Kindness honor list on our website. The third marketing thrust is to line up partners for the long-term growth and expansion. We will network with special needs associations and schools, such as local as well as international autism society, social enterprise organizations, social investor, philanthropic networks, bakery and culinary schools, and kind-hearted individuals who wish to volunteer their time or their expertise or their network of contacts. We also welcome university to conduct academic research and study on our social business model. Now, when we have demonstrated success of the first bakery, we must be ready with the right partner to multiply the business through a franchise model so that we can multiply the training and multiply the employment opportunities for young people with autism or even other form of disability. Finally, we come to communications. Now, this is pretty all-encompassing and you need to train yourself to be meticulous. Now, on the area of written communications, you should pay attention to how you pen your emails, your letters, what greeting do you sign off on them, how do you reply to inquiries, how do you respond to customers' feedback and complaints, what kind of social media updates do you post regularly, and how you word them. Be aware of also what kind of messages that you usually forward to friends. For example, some people vent their frustration and complain about everything on their Facebook page, and some people forward fake news and dirty jokes in a very non-discerning manner on their WhatsApp. I certainly don't recommend that you do such things. On the area of verbal communications, pay attention to how you speak, your habitual choice of words. Do you always start your sentence with no or some other negative words? Do you have a tendency to argue and be defensive? Do you listen more than you talk? Do you maintain eye contact during a conversation? Now, effective communication is a very critical skill to develop for every entrepreneur. Admittedly, it's hard to observe yourself in action. It is more helpful to get a coach or a mentor to observe you in action and then provide you with the feedback. On the area of non-verbal and non-written communication, pay attention to what you wear, your bearing, how you carry yourself. If you wear a pair of Bermudas and flip-flop to a business meeting, no one will take you seriously. On the other hand, if you are talking about social businesses and yet walk around in branded wear from top to bottom, people might not take you seriously also. My advice is to be sensible, be humble, ask people around you to offer you honest feedback on how you can improve in every aspect of your life. Ask yourself this question: if you are not you, will you like you? Will you do business with you? I hope you have found today's discussion on the skill set number 2, communications, marketing, and branding, helpful to you. I also hope that you will one day support Snyder and Victor's soon-to-be launched social business in Kenya in one way or another. I'll put a link below in the description to my social entrepreneurship website. If social business is an interest to you, I would love to hear from you.
Thank you, Alvin, for your valuable insights. The interview with Alvin will continue next week, so do subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so that you won't miss any videos in the future.